R3.
Al Cloyd.
Dr. Grind.
George Honeycutt.
Are we live?
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid.
You're doing it. I ain't touching it. Nope.
I love
Here,
that.
Here. I ain't touching it. Nope. Here. Nope. Good try.
Man, good morning, golfing world. It's TGD today right here at thegolfdirector.com. I'm a host, that's it, just a host. George Honeycutt with me, HR3, Hugh Roy III, and Dr. Grind, back in black, Al Cloyd.
He's a something, isn't he?
A something.
A something.
Brown-eyed girl.
That's right.
I ain't touching it.
Go ahead, touch it.
No,
Touch it.
no, I'm going to behave. I've been asked to be in a good mood today, so I'm going to be in a good mood.
Well, let's start this scramble. What are we going to talk about today? It's roundtable. We can talk about anything we want to.
You know, if you want to talk about something, let's have some fun with this because, you know, a bunch of people I've seen where they've read Steve Williams' book about Tiger and the whole thing.
Yeah, we haven't done that yet. We need to do that.
Looking at all the social media and, you know, one of my good friends caddied for Nick Price and then Steve Stricker. Now he's caddying for a different individual, Jimmy Johnson. Between him and some other people, they're like, you know, why don't you keep your mouth shut about your – why are you trying to make money off of a situation that really doesn't concern you anymore?
Well, the book's done well. Just because people want to buy it and read it. Just for the controversy.
I mean, I understand that. But, I mean, do you understand –
we live off that stuff.
But do you understand
today,
now
dude?
there are players that are coming up through their agents and attorneys with non-disclosure deals in the contracts for caddies now.
Sure.
So you can't just go get a bag and caddy. You got to sign a piece of paper or you're not going to get it because if you say anything, they can come get you. Mm-hmm. That's where that's going.
Oh, yeah.
That's what this guy has just created.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, was it inevitable? You sure?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get that high profile.
I mean, Stevie's an entrepreneur.
Well, he needs money for his race car.
See?
Every race car driver needs another source of income.
There you
Big
go.
time.
And you know his main source dwindled, so he's got to feed the habit there.
Well,
That's like something else dwindling. You got to get support.
yeah, well, I guess, you know, Hillary understands that too. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it's all the same boat. But I think the guy has really overstepped some bounds that, you know, was kind of an unwritten rule on the PGA Tour.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, your caddy was your guy.
You're the perfect one to talk. I mean, you were out there.
That caddy is like your
I mean,
family.
Jamie has expressed that he knows a lot of stories about you, but he's never shared them.
There's
We
no
need to get
stories
Jamie. We
about
need to
me.
get Jamie to write a book.
There's no stories about me.
Okay. All right.
The exploits of HR3.
I'm as boring as they come.
Oof.
South Africa.
Can't wait to see the 8mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, purr.
Yeah.
That's a roll of 8mm.
Is that it? Oh, that's
Yeah.
it. That was good. I like that.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
That was good. Dude, I mean, he writes the book. It goes out. It's selling a ton of copies because people want to read it. You know? Hey, it is what it is.
Sure. And obviously, he doesn't care what his peers think about him because.
What does he care? He's going to caddy for you know, they've interviewed Adam about it, and Adam says it's not going to be a distraction. So it's not a distraction. So move on.
Okay.
Michael Greeler, I mean, you would sit there and say, hey, you ain't gonna hear me say a thing about Jordan. I just made $22 million this year. That's reportable income.
Right.
$22 million as toting a bag,
And that's
pulling a few clubs, getting some yardages. You know, buffing the tips of the shoes. You know, who cares?
Picture this shot. Picture this shot.
Yeah. Picture.
Picture it.
Be the ball.
Heather said she's going to write the
No,
tell-all
no.
books, and she caddied for me.
Oh, really?
I like
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah. I hope she doesn't include pictures from behind the door.
I hate for you to get that embarrassed.
Oh, man. Oh.
That's right.
He just threw that out there.
No mercy for
he
the
just
weak.
stuck that right on the table.
That's
Say,
it.
look at it.
It's all over with but the crime.
Oh, so what's your thoughts on Mickelson terminating his working agreement with Butch this week? Of course, they're great friends, and hats off to Mickelson for doing it right. he took his private jet. He flew from San Diego to Las Vegas. He sat down with Butch and face to face told him, I feel like I need to go in a different direction.
Sometimes you just need a change. I mean, it
Sure.
happens. It just happens.
Everybody's done it.
I mean, from being a player to now being an instructor, I've seen on both sides of the deal. Some people handle it the right way. A lot of people don't. And like you said, the way Phil handled it is class. That's first class. A lot of people won't even tell you. They just go, and then you hear about it through the grapevine. And, as an instructor, you give these guys or these folks, your clients, 150%. And the way he handled it just helps me to have a little more respect for Phil, because Butch is a class act, and he is hysterical. And I'm sure that, he appreciated it, and Lord knows he's got enough good ones in there now that it really is not going to hurt him.
No doubt.
Sure.
No doubt.
And Butch is 72 years old, folks. Let's maybe he wants to slow down a little bit. Maybe he wants to start pulling back some of the horses that are out on the track and just say, hey, I'd just like to sit and watch them run now instead of teaching them every day.
Well, and that's what Mr. Lumpkin did too. After his wife died, God rest her soul, and then Jack's been in kind of poor health, so he kind of backed off, and it's just helping a few people here and there, and
right.
That's it.
Yep.
So.
And then hopefully there's been instructors underneath them, that's learned and that can pass on their knowledge, to another generation.
You got Claude and
Yeah.
you got the others, and so I mean, he's 72. He's been with Phil for 8 years. Now Phil got 11 wins during this period, 2 majors, a Masters, and of course an Open Championship. So quite productive, And Phil's now in his early 40s. Let's say that. So
I'd take it.
Hey, maybe he hats off to him. He just made a change, and he wants to do this during the transition period before the next series of majors starts up.
Well, a lot of guys are taking off right now.
What's the
just
first
like
major coming up, Hugh?
The first major?
Yeah.
I believe it because they got the $1 Million Challenge going on this week.
Oh my
don't
God! Did I said major championship?
they? In Sun City, South Africa. They celebrated
okay,
Mr. Player's
whatever.
party last night.
Kiss my ass.
Augusta.
Dude.
You really,
Augusta.
I'm not going to waste a breath, George.
I know.
He wants to cry this morning. That's what it is.
Were y'all entertained? Did you enjoy the East Lake Cup this week?
I thought it was good. I enjoyed watching the kids. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've never seen more putts missed in my life. Mm-hmm. I mean, those kids can hit a golf ball. It's amazing. Their putting was atrocious.
And I think some of that had to do with the conditions. I mean,
Bull crap. This is where, George, and I'm telling you what.
I mean, East Lake's got the best greens in the world. Some
exactly.
of the best greens in
I
the world.
agree. And they still bent, or they Bermuda now? They're Bermuda.
They're Bermuda.
Okay.
They're champions.
So here's the thing. I think half of the reason for what we saw this weekend, and I'm going to throw this out there, and if I get yelled at and people tell me I'm stupid, then I'm stupid. But this aim point crap that everybody's doing, all these aim point clinics and standing there straddling the line and doing your finger and trying to figure. Had an instructor tell a student of mine that is at Mercer, and this guy works at one of the premier clubs in Macon, Georgia. He says, you need to come to my aim point clinic and learn how to do this. He said, because I guarantee you, you're reading grain, and grain does not affect a putt.
Ooh. Hello.
This guy taught you got to be on crack. If you're teaching golf and you tell somebody on Bermuda grass that grain doesn't affect a golf ball,
A lot of crack.
you are an absolute imbecile.
Yeah. I'm not on crack, and even I know that.
That's what I'm saying. And he's saying grain does not affect a putt. I hate to tell you.
That's stupid. That's just plain
That's
stupid.
ignorance.
That's just plain stupid right there.
And I guarantee
It
you
affects
watch
the speed. It affects the brake.
and you
it
watch
affects-
these kids.
Yeah.
Every one of them, every putt they miss is that weak left or right, or it never was high of the hole.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, to me, that's the first thing that popped into my head. They're doing all this kind of stuff and listening to people like this that have been taught these things in clinics to teach it. Oh, I'm a certified aim point instructor, or they've read it in a book or whatever, and they go out and teach it. Folks, there's a difference. You got to know how to play the game and how to read greens and what grain and grass can do to affect something. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a chip shot. If you're hitting a pitch against the grain, you're standing there and it's not downgrading, and as soon as you hit it, the club grabs.
Happened to me the other day.
I mean, don't tell me grain
I'm
doesn't
hitting into
affect
the-
a golf ball.
I'm
You're
hitting
crazy.
into the dark color of a particular green with a chip shot, and it comes up woefully short. I'm 20 feet from the hole because it hit and grabbed. And I'm sitting there going, you dumbass.
Yeah.
You saw it. You saw it sitting there. The grain's coming right at you, and you dumbass. You sat there and still hit it short. So the grain comment is.
And I think it even, is.
And I think that's a lot of the putting.
Yep. And as the grass grows, as the day goes on, the grass grows, and it comes even more into play.
And it gets grainier and slower, and it
grainier,
affects it
yep.
more. But I think
Let
that's
alone moisture and all the
watching
other-
the kids play in that. I mean, these kids hit some fantastic golf shots, good looking golf swings, the girls and the boys, and But watching them putt, you never saw anybody. I mean, the one girl from USC had a chance to close it out, and she didn't even sniff hitting the hole.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there's something to this.
Yeah, and the putting is what ended up winning for Illinois. I mean, simply Georgia had, in several matches, had them down 3 holes with 4 to play, 4 holes with 6 to play, whatever. And then all of a sudden, the Illinois players started winning holes with pars.
Yeah.
Not birdies, not eagles,
Right.
pars. And it was because just inefficient putting from 8 feet, 6 feet, 12 feet, those scoring areas that at East Lake, that's all it's going to give you.
Right.
You're not going to have 4 inchers. You and I both know that. We've played that
yeah.
golf course many, 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 many times. I just played it in April. And it just, if you get a 20-footer, that's go. That's
Right.
go range. If you get a 12-footer, that better be in your mind, I've made this. Because that's as close as you're going to get. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're not going to get any closer.
And I tell you what, thinking
Diabolical.
you
Yeah.
think back
Oh,
about
it's nasty.
Yep.
about this whole tournament. I mean, Mike Small was out there with every one of his guys' yardages, game plans, ideas,
Yeah.
raining, whatever else. And I've known Chris Hack my whole life. We played junior golf. Lewis
Right.
Brown, he grew up in Noonan, right up here from where you live.
And tell the folks who Chris Hack is.
Chris is a coach at University of Georgia, and he's been there and a lot of success. Kevin Kisner, all the guys have played for him.
Oh, yeah.
He's built a great program, but Chris doesn't get involved on the golf course. And when you see the coach out there in the middle of it, like Mike was, and Mike's a great player. He played the Nike Tour back in the day and stuff. We've known each other, and to watch him get involved with his yardage book, talking to his guys, and, I mean, that was pretty impressive.
And you could see the energy in him versus Hack.
Yes.
Yeah. Hack was, okay, I got my people out there, and I'll just stand here in my kangaroo hat and, look at steam.
And nobody's, and these kids are out there, they got a game plan and they go, and they're all great players. They're at Georgia, but the fact that Mike's got a really good team, and all of a sudden, and their best they've ever done is second in the NCAA, and they've been close.
And you look at
But it's coming.
you look at programs like Georgia, for example, Southern California, which was also there,
Duke.
Duke, and then you got Illinois, which is a part-time team. I mean, realistically.
Well, with the facilities that Mike's been able to build up there.
No, I'm just saying a northern team versus the quote-unquote better climate teams that can basically golf year-round. Okay, practice year-round, train year-round, do whatever. It's impressive that Illinois was able to show what they show throughout the year, not just at the Eastlake Cup, but throughout the year. Right. And now they're number 2, number 3 program in the country.
It is very impressive.
That's impressive. That bodes back to the coaching. That's where that.
Oh, no question. And I think a lot of that's taken out of the old Mike Holder playbook from Oklahoma State, because I remember Willie Wood and them and Bob Tway telling stories of it'd be snowing and 28 degrees, and he'd have them out there playing at Oak Tree. And trust me, folks, Oak Tree's not fun to play when it's 100 degrees and the ball goes somewhere. You get out there when it's freezing and the ball goes nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, they're talking about shooting 90s.
Sure.
I mean, literally, the wind's blowing, it's freezing cold.
But they're playing
and
shots
he made
and conditions.
And he made them play,
Yeah.
and he made them toughen up and go. And I think that's a lot of what Mike's done. And he gets them involved in the game itself and creating game plans for each other, and they all go over it. And, he looked like a lot more involved.
Well, congratulations to University of Southern California for winning the women's side of the East Lake Cup. They took on Duke, and I'm telling you, the Duke players, I was disappointed in their attitudes per hole.
Yeah.
You know, they were almost like handling the golf course like, oh well, this should be a cakewalk. We should be walking away with this. Where the USC players, every one of them had a smile on their face. They were joking. They were having fun. They were interacting with their student coaches. You know, USC, for example, just had a postgraduate senior with them. She wasn't eligible to play, but she was getting ready to go on the Symetra tour, but she was there walking with one of the pairings, you know, and interacting with her USC player, and they were joking and laughing, and she would hit a bad shot, and they would be laughing about it all the way up to where she would hit her next one, put it close, and then make the putt and push the hole.
Yep.
But Duke, God, they were just moping around, and they, you know, they looked like somebody just stole their best friend.
No, and it's like you've heard me complain about this a bunch, but it's like just the kids nowadays. I mean, they're different than we were.
Yeah.
I mean, these kids expect it. They don't work for it and earn it.
And your own scholarship at Duke, just that alone, you should be happy as crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the world has been handed to you on a platter. It may not be silver. It may be dark blue. But
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Get out and
It's
work
still a
and
platter.
create. And
Still a platter.
Yes, it's an honor, and treat it that way.
Ah.
And that's the thing that bugs me.
Plus, you made it to the Final Four, and of course now you're going to have to play. You know, you're going to have to play USC, which nobody expected them to be in the Final Four, and such a young team, and you know they didn't have alternates, and they didn't have a deep bench to pull from, and my God, every one of them just went out and just kicked butt and took names.
Tell you what, the one girl, and I can't remember her name, but man, what a golf swing on that girl. I mean, she swung it as perfect as you could see it. And you just watch it and go, you know, like you do Jason Day. It's like, wow.
Well, the one name that sticks out is Maria Stackhouse, of course. And,
Yeah.
you know, everybody, she's been marketed and promoted and pushed. And, of course, she grew up in Riverdale, used to play out at Whitewater Country Club, you know, over there between Riverdale and Fayetteville, Georgia. And I'd go out to Whitewater periodically, and there would be Maria on the driving range, you know, at 12 years old, at 13 years old. And you knew she was a prodigy. You knew it. There was her mother standing right behind her every day and sitting in the little lounge chair, you know, just watching her pound balls. And she'd pound 200, 300, 400 in a day. And then she'd go up and putt for 3 hours. So you knew that little girl was going somewhere, and now we see it now, you know,
That's
through the
awesome.
collegiate ranks. And she'll be on the LPGA tour, no doubt about it.
Well, you're right, and that's where I'm coming from with all. I mean, I got to the golf course because my dad was the head pro, and he had to be there at 7 o'clock. So
Right.
I got there, helped
Right.
pull carts, and then I'd go practice. Well, the only time I stopped practicing or playing golf was when I came in to eat lunch, or we went home at 9 o'clock at night. And you know, I hit golf balls all day long. Pick the range, and you know, do what. You just don't. You see kids come out now. They hit a bucket of balls, and then they turn around, and they leave, and they go home. I don't get it. How do you expect to get any better?
Yeah.
How do you expect to improve?
And throughout the whole bucket they hit, it's all drivers. Oh, I want to hit this 3-iron 500 yards.
Oh yeah, and it's just I don't know. I really struggle with this right now, just because the kids, you know, I see all the stuff going on around here in Myrtle Beach, trying to start all these different junior academies and junior tours and stuff, and you know, what are you going to do? Just run a babysitting service? Because half these kids don't want to be there. They're not going to work, and I don't know. I get a kick out of the kids that come out there and want to practice. They want to learn.
Yes.
And when you tell them something and they don't understand it, and you show them, and then they go, "Well, how do you make it look so easy?" I said, "Because I've done this my whole life and I've worked at it, and you better learn to do it, or
You do it a
forget
million times, it becomes
It's second nature."
Yeah.
And that's the whole purpose of working and hitting balls and practicing the proper way. And you just don't see it. And you know,
But
the
do you find it a challenge, Hugh, that you have to be more creative in the way that you're trying to express what you want them to do? I mean, back in the old days, if an elder told us to do something, we just did it. You know?
Exactly.
Well, there was respect.
This is how you grip a football. This is how you throw a football. This is how you do this. This is how you chop wood. This is how you go play with a stick. Okay?
Right.
But today, do you feel that you have to get even more descriptive and creative and scientific to keep their attention span?
I'm not going to say more scientific. I think the more technical you get, the more bored they get, and the faster you lose them. But I think by keeping it in a manner to where, they understand it and they can feel it and they can witness it and see it, whether it's via the iPad through video or, somebody else hitting or a different swing comparing.
Great point.
That helps tremendously. But it's the fact of, you go out and play a few holes with them and they look at you and they go, dude, you're 51. How do you hit it like that far? And what do you – because I practice and work at it. Mm-hmm. When I want to play, I'm going to practice and get ready to go. Mm-hmm. I'm not just going to walk out there and expect, okay, I'm going to play great.
Ain't going to happen.
And it's inevitable, though. They're at some point in time in their career, whether it's amateur or professional, they're going to be able to hit it by you, just like they can hit it by me or whatever.
Well, sure.
And you and I have talked quite often about different students of yours or somebody else's or whatever, and they got that chest bowed out, and I'm the best player in the area, and I've done this and I've done that. And I'll look at them and say, okay, until you can go out and beat me head to head, play everything out, putt everything out, until you beat me, you ain't got a chance. And I'm sure it's the same way with you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, it's doing it on the range and doing it in a simulator and doing it on a video is one thing. Putting it out there and actually playing the game of golf is a totally
when
different.
you put them on the chopping block, that's when you find out.
That's right.
But I'll tell you this too, George, and I'm blaming this on the PGA of America, because I went with Blake to the PAT at the Hackler 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Right.
Okay? It's on a Sunday.
Right.
36 holes one day. No big deal. They're kids. They can handle it. The director of golf is high-fiving a student because it's his 9th time taking the PAT, and he finally shot 159.
The 9th time?
The 9th time. This kid
That's
finally broke
159.
160, which is shooting 80-80 from 6,300 yards.
That's sad.
Dude, you can go past this playing with a 3.579 sand wedge and a putter.
That's right. That's right.
It's a joke.
That's right.
We make a local,
And this is the people that are going to be PGA pros to teach kids down the road.
I know.
What are they doing?
we kid and call it the PAT Tour. Because there's so many guys that's.
Oh, there's an instructor here at my old place. He can't pass it, but yet he's teaching these kids.
Yep.
Oh, so thanks to so and so for teaching my daughter and da 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 da. She's guy can't bust a grape.
Yep.
Yep.
How do you want somebody that can't play dead in an old Western movie with John Wayne teaching your kid to play golf?
That's a fact.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that
I agree.
aggravates the crap out of me.
I
It
agree.
really does.
Yeah, it's a
I
fact.
agree. I agree.
I mean, if you can't play it and do it, why are you teaching it?
I'm wondering where this guy gets his money, because if he ain't passed it in 9 attempts, obviously somebody's supporting him somewhere.
Be mommy and daddy.
But I mean, they're in there high-fiving.
High-fiving.
I'm mad at Blake because he made a double at his 16th hole and shot 74 to shoot 2 over par for 36 holes, and he wins the thing.
Yeah, you kicked him right in the teeth.
And I was pissed because I wanted him to shoot par better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was too, actually.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's like, what do I got to do to get the next level? I said, you got to work harder.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Put more
keep
time
doing what
in.
we're doing and keep working
And when
harder.
he gets to that next level, 72 will be a bad day.
Exactly. Or 74 is a real bad day.
Oh,
But, I mean,
74 will be like the world's coming to an end.
I mean, I'm out there a little nervous watching him. It's his first time taking the PAT. He's nervous. He walks through this thing like he just walked through the door right there.
Right.
And there's kids out there that I'm telling you, one kid from Florence, great talent, looking golf swing, everything else. He had no clue where it was going.
Yeah.
Kid shot 164 or something.
Right.
From 6,300 yards?
I know.
That's playing the senior tees, for crying out loud.
I know.
Yep.
And I bet he was trying to reach every green in with off the tee box.
Well, and that's what he said once he started, and the kid did say, he goes, once I started watching Blake, because, I mean, I'd go sit in the car because, hell, I was wore out walking 36 holes. I'm just sitting in the cart waiting on them,
Yeah,
trying to report.
You were psychologically wore out.
Probably.
Yeah.
And he walked up, and and I saw Blake on number 8 at Hackler take out his 3-wood, hit it off the tee to keep it short of the bunker because he had hit driver earlier and hit it in the bunker under the lip.
Good.
Made bogey or
Good.
made double. Actually,
Course management.
He takes 3-wood so it doesn't get in there, hits it out there, hits an 8-iron in there about 12 feet, lifts it out. Mm-hmm. Then at number 9 does the same thing, hits 3-wood, and the guy goes, I never would have thought about that till I saw Blake do it. He goes, I wish he'd have done it earlier in the day. I'm like, well, that's not that's your fault.
You're doggone right. And you want to be a teaching professional?
Or you want to be a club pro in general. And that's why you hear me tease Biggs and them about being shirt folders. I mean, that's all these guys are going to do is work in a shop, ring up a cash register, pull carts, and fold shirts and hang shirts.
I remember I had a good friend of mine when he passed his PAT. Another gentleman passed his PAT at the same time, and the guy made the comment. He said, "That's the last round of golf I'll have to play." He said, "I'm done." The guy didn't even enjoy playing. He had just got into it, through whatever have you. But he said, "Well, I passed my PAT. I don't have to worry about playing anymore. I'm gonna be pretty much folding shirts and ringing people up." And, that's gonna be it.
It's sad.
It is. It is, and the way where this is going is really, really pathetic.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, why am I worried about paying my dues and getting my points?
Yeah.
And go spend $1,000 to test out to be a Class A when it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. It depends if that's the career path that you want to take.
But look at around here. How many actual Class A pros do you have around here?
Well, that number's dwindling.
It's dwindling quick because they can get somebody without it cheaper.
Yeah. Well, that's true. That's true as far as a job, yeah. But it's the entitlement of being a Class A professional. I mean, that still comes with it respect from people like me that, that I eat, sleep, and drink this damn game every day, And that to me is a Class A professional. They earn my respect. Just like, I see a pilot or I see a real estate agent or whatever. They have passed tests and, made career path decisions, and they now have a certification. Why do we call the president Mr. President? He's there.
I'm certifiably crazy.
We know that. So what's going on at Possum Trot? I mean, both of you out there, Al, I understand that you're owed a biscuit or something.
And, no doubt. I got a biscuit coming.
You got a biscuit coming?
Yes, sir.
All right. So
country ham. So
I mean,
maybe egg and cheese would be nice.
I was out at Possum Trot the other day actually practicing, and it's one of the better ranges in the area as far as practice, short game, pitching, sand shots, and then hit full shots or whatever. And then you can stand there and watch Hugh give instruction down there, and you can try to mimic that.
That's it.
Good luck with that. So, but, what's going on out there? Y'all doing clinics? What's happening?
We've started doing clinics. We've got a ladies' clinic on Tuesdays from 10 to 11, and then we're going to do a men's clinic on Friday from 10 to 11.
So every Thursday, 10 to 11.
Every Tuesday and every Friday.
Tuesday and Friday.
If I did it on Thursday from 10 to 11, you'd be sitting here by yourself.
Well, which is okay with me.
Well, I figured as much. Yeah. So, I mean, if you want
Tuesdays,
me to quit, I'll quit.
Tuesdays, 10 to 11. Friday, 10 to 11. Tuesdays are the women, the ladies.
The ladies.
And Friday are for the men.
The gentlemen.
Can I go to either one? Either or? Am I good with that?
If you dress like Bruce Jenner, you can come to the first one.
I can go to Caitlin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I wear my Halloween Caitlin.
But, yeah, we're doing that. And then, we've got Al trying, get the club work stuff going with him. And we've got keep him busy in the trailer out there because, he is the best in the business.
I can't send him any more work. I mean, he's tired of me calling him.
Oh, I know.
I call him all the time. Al, I'm sending this guy over. Al, take care of this guy. Al, this guy needs this. Al, this guy wants this. It's gotten to the point where all the guys at the driving range that are barefoot employees, not Golfsmith, barefoot, okay? Oh, you need to see Al Cloyd. We'll sit there and be watching 50 guys hit balls, and you'll see this head go snapping off. Then you'll see this shaft go break in half. They come up there, hey, you got shafts and heads up in there, and nope. You need to go see Al Cloyd.
Cool. Thank you.
You're it, Bubba.
Man, I appreciate it.
You're head honky.
I love it.
You're there.
I love it.
The best.
Man, I tell you,
Back in Black.
that's it.
So, Possum Trot clinics going on. You got Al Cloyd there. Hey, if you just want to watch something poetry in motion, just go stand outside, especially if it's a warm day. You'll have the trailer door open, and you can watch the ballet in motion. You can see it. Now, you may have to contend with a rather large animal, but I'll leave that up to your imagination.
And for you folks that want to see him on the air, on the TV thing, I've decided I'm going to put a white-black background back there so that you can actually see him.
go.
So he
Whoa,
shows
can't
up.
beat it.
That's pretty radical, dude. Wow. You're going to do it. What are you going to do? A white wall?
Yeah, I'm
Put
gonna
white
do,
versus
one
a green
behind
wall?
Al's chair.
yeah, I'm going to put a white behind him so you can actually see him.
Wow.
on the
there you
air.
go. You can't beat it.
But yeah, and hats off. Going next Wednesday as soon as I finish the lesson in the morning, I'm cruising to Lexington, South Carolina. I got Haley Cleary signing at Limestone and Nicholas Byers signing at Coker. So
Congratulations.
pretty
Super.
cool deal having kids sign their.
So you're going for the signing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parents asked me to come.
Oh, fantastic. What time is that?
First, Haley's is at 1 and Nicholas at 2.
Because I'll be in Aiken at the time. I'm just trying to figure if I can get back to Lexington in time to attend that.
About 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah. We got to leave early, dude. Tea time's at 9:30.
Yeah, you got a 4-hour trip.
That's right.
That's okay.
That's right.
It's all for golf.
Oh yeah.
That's okay.
As long as you put
All
me
right,
in
boys.
the-
Anything else?
No, we're good.
Anything on the docket? We're
No,
good.
I got.
Are you
what
calmed
was-
down now?
I got what was really had me in a bad mood. I got it
Ooh.
off my head, so I'm good.
You're good now?
Yeah.
Al, you got anything?
I'm jam up and jelly tied.
Are you really?
Yes, sir.
Everything good at Possum Trot?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I'll come out and see you later.
Awesome.
Yeah. I need some new metal spikes in my shoes.
Rock and
Wish
roll.
we could still wear them.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me
Guarantee
too.
I would.
By the way, hats off to Johnny out there. I went out there the other day, and all the rains that he's been getting and all that, and the overseed already looked good.
Oh, he's got grass. It's time to start cutting.
Yeah.
That Johnny can grow grass.
Johnny,
they've
Johnny.
Yeah.
I tell you
Possum
what,
Trot's got grass, folks. If you ever want to see grass in the wintertime, Possum Trot's got it.
Yep, that ryegrass is thick, and it is.
Oof.
That's a pretty place.
That's a green place, isn't
it
it?
is.
They've been grinding reels for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Just getting all the reels ready.
Oh,
Oh, man. Yeah.
the blades
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
mowers.
Oh, yeah.
They're, he's going to cut some grass.
He's
ain't
going
he?
to cut some grass. Yes.
All right, folks. TGD Radio and TV are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, our site here we are. Be sure to check out our featured course pages where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and much more. Need help with your next golfing vacation?
Just call Dave.
Give us a call right here at 844-GO-GOLF-1, 844-464-6531. All of our programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand. To catch up on any show you may have missed, you can click on the TGD Radio or the TGD TV tabs in the menu screen at thegolfdirector.com. We are now available on over 1
Billion.
devices at iTunes, Audio Realm, TuneIn, YouTube, Ustream, Roku, Blueberry, Periscope, Catch.me,
With a
and
K.
the Myrtle Beach app. Thank you very much. And the Myrtle Beach Golf app. I'm George Honeycutt, Hugh Roy III, Al Cloyd, and we want to thank Mr. Jeff Gilder behind the glass, but we most importantly want to thank you for viewing and tuning in to us today. Hey, don't go anywhere. There's a lot more golf news and information coming up next.